Deion Sanders is getting paid $5 million a year. He is an unproven head coach at that level of college football. Please do not tell me for a second that what he did at Jackson State was worthy of and also equatable to what is now really high-end college football. Different athletes, different games, different opposition, different teams. Not saying that he didn't do a great job there, but you can't equate that. $5 million, he's not being underpaid because he hasn't done anything yet to prove what he can do. So for people to say that you got to be scared of Deion Sanders at this point and that he's underpaid, first of all, prove it, and then I'll be worried, and then you make your money. But, Doug, the overhype that's going on right now about Deion Sanders is really hysterical.
It does scare me a little bit because, I grew up here. I watched the 1990 Buffs win a national championship. I've seen how bad it's been in the last 20 years, really. There's been blips of good football, but not that many. So I am as excited as anybody to see what Deion Sanders can do. I am a little bit clinched, worrying what's going to happen once the season starts because it is very unproven. So I think when you look at Deion Sanders, there are two ways to look at him. One is the wins and loss, the X's and O's, all those things. And I agree with you. What he did at Jackson State is it's impressive, no doubt. I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's not equal to what Nick Saban does. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
And if he does, I will be so happy to say, yeah, those two things can equate. I hope he does. The other way to look at him, though, is what kind of that entire tweet was about is the money behind him. There's sort of the wins and the X's and O's side of Deion, and then there's the business of Deion. And as a Buffs fan, a Buffs follower, I cannot believe how great it is to have this kind of ambassador. And I won't even use the word coach, ambassador of this brand. And he's worth every penny in that aspect because I have sat through 10 years where CU football is completely irrelevant. We can't sell an ad around CU sports coverage. We can't get people hyped about our college football issue. I'll tell you, I can't verify all the numbers that were just reported, but I can give you a real life for me in my living room kind of example. Forever, for the history of the magazine, dating back to when you were writing for us, we always had a deal with CU, always had an ad deal with them. And it basically consisted of promoting the program, trying to sell tickets to football and basketball, all the things that colleges do. Forever, they paid us a percentage of cash, not a ton, and then we'd get football and basketball tickets. And for years, the only thing that deal was worth was the cash. And it wasn't much, but we had the tickets. Every once in a while, you got a friend that wants to go. It's nice to be able to give it to them, whatever. This year, they called and said, we can't do the cash. We'll do the tickets still, though. And we got less tickets because they're worth more in terms of what you're able to sell them for. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that the cash that we used to take in versus the tickets we got this year, the cash is worth maybe 5%. We could make so much more money if all we did was take those tickets and put them on StubHub and sell them. That's how much Deion Sanders is worth to me because I can take that money that I used to get, give it away, don't even take it, and take the tickets instead and literally do, I don't know what the factor would be, probably 50 times better monetarily.
Well, see, and that's sort of the point here to the overhype side of things. Yes, you're right. The Deion Sanders brand is going to bring attention to Colorado, and it has the possibility of bringing in a much higher player that's going to want to play for Deion, that's going to want to be part of this program, and taking a program that has always been sort of mid and low range, quite frankly, for a long time, and elevate it up into the upper echelon of winning college football teams. It has that possibility to do it. My point is, he hasn't done anything yet. He's saying all the right things, But coaching at Jackson State and coaching at CU are two entirely different things. You got to prove it. You got to put it on the line and show me what you got. And I think we might be on the same path here where I think because it's Deion and because CU is so desperate to get some sort of attention, they'll give him 3 years. They'll give him a full 3 years to go ahead and do something. A lot of coaches, it would take 2 years. But because it's only $5 million and it's Deion, they'll give him 3, maybe 4, do you think? And then, they'll up his salary if he really does well. But they're so desperate at CU to get a winner here and to bring some relevancy back to this program that they'll let this thing stretch a little farther than they would with anybody else, based on reputation.
For sure. It's funny that you put it in those terms, because out here, the terms are, oh man, I hope CU can keep him for 4 years. I hope that he doesn't go anywhere.
Good point.
Because the expectation is so high that he's going to win. And I think that a guy like Deion, if he comes into a program that's in the Pac-12, which is down, and that's to his advantage, I think if he does well in his first couple of years, I do think bigger programs will come calling.